Help and Solution Center for YouTube and related tech. Please come in and enjoy the demonstration. Ask any questions you have about the demonstration or any tech-related question. We are here to help you and do this to help you. No question is dumb, and we will do what we can to keep it simple. Thank you. We will be starting soon. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry.
No, that's fine. I lost my StreamYard. Oh, there it is. Welcome to Tech Talk with Eddie and Ralph. How's everybody doing? Hope you all are all right.
Yep. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's had a good day so far.
Hope everybody has a nice Labor Day weekend. Probably got to work on Monday, but and I'd like to thank DJ's Cartoon Universe, Terry, Madwood Barbecue, Captain Des, The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, and Sue, the Bud Files. Thank y'all for coming in. That's everybody that I see so far, even though it says 13 people here. Some Bat was here earlier. And who else? Simon, Yes I Can Barbecue, and Jason, Pest Hunters Outdoors. Thank everyone, and The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie. Thank everyone for coming in tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing. What will we be discussing, Ralph?
I'm going to show you a piece of software that's really easy to use. It's kind of a specialized piece of software, and I'll talk about it when we get to it. And then I thought we'd just maybe open up for questions, and then maybe I would just show you some of the different streaming software that's out there available real quick.
We actually, I guess we had a little bit of a snafu. Ain't that right, Ralph? Because our normal Tech Talk would be next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be next Saturday. And so we decided to do it this Saturday, and then we was going to, you know how to Ralph does, I'm sure. Kill shot.
Yeah, overclocking is not something I really mess with, and that's not going to make you better at the game. How fast your PC runs has nothing to do with how fast your brain runs. Unfortunately.
Ralph, you're talking bad about me. You're helping Killshot out now. That's just to let you know, Killshot's one of my good friends that I've been playing Call of Duty with for, I don't know, 5 years or more now. And and he's always jacking with me and everything else. And I ran into some sound issues. I was trying to, there's a, I don't know if you know a channel, Art is War is his channel's name.
I've heard of it.
And he's a tech guy too. And so I went in trying, Killshot had done it. You're right. If you've ever watched me, I do need I am a bad gamer. Anyways, so Killshot went in and did it, and it makes your gunshots and footsteps a lot softer where you barely hear it, and it makes where you can hear other people's footsteps and stuff like that. Well, he did it on his, and then he sent me the video, and I tried to do it on mine, and it worked, except for my footsteps was still super loud. And then my buddy Ralph here deleted my voice meter. And then I went in and reinstalled it. Instead of one little voice meter like I was supposed to have, I have like 8 or 10 of them now. And I didn't know. And so it's got, and I just went back to the regular headset and microphone.
Voice meters, it's kind of a cool program. It's kind of a complicated program, and there's like 3 or 4 different versions of it. And depending on which version you get, it'll have different number of inputs on it. So
I just needed
you grabbed the wrong one. They all work the same. All the versions work the same. It's just
too complicated for me now.
Well, yeah.
I can't find the right one. Mona, thanks for coming in.
Voice, you can do a lot with voice meter, but it's very complicated. That's why I really don't talk about it very much on here, because I don't even like messing with it. I just think it's an overly complicated program, but it does work well. But it takes a little bit of understanding of what you're doing, and it's one of those pieces of software that there's other things out there that are easier to use. So why use a complicated program if you don't have to? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It works very well. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It's just one of those that I don't like to mess with, just because even for me, I think it's too complicated.
Hoorah, Jerry. Terry asks, where can I download music for free? Well, you pay for Spotify and then you can download it to your computer. YouTube Studio.
Yeah. Well, downloading it for free and then putting it on your website or on your channel is completely 2 different things. So, I mean, I won't say that because that's not right. But anyway, it would work, but it's not. I'm not gonna share how to pirate songs. It's not really we're pirating them, but there's nothing to stop you from recording the sound that's being played on your PC while it's being played. And I'll let you figure it out from there.
Well,
if you want a song that badly, you can get it. Just simple.
Any of y'all that were in Dez's live last night, or Sammy Godwin Honey's live right after that, and you could see that he was cooking a brisket. He finished the brisket and he brought some over to me, and it was good, but mine's better. So just give you all an update on that. Sammy wants to, let's see, LimeWire ruined mine and all. And Gary was in both. Hoorah, Belt Loop 29. So Sammy wants to have a barbecue competition with me to see who can cook the best brisket. And I told him I will have that competition with him April 11th through the 13th.
There you go. Put it down.
So show y'all a mail call real quick that I got this week. One of my subscribers and everything thinks they're funny, and y'all might be able to figure out who did this. Sent me this in the mail, a little license plate thing. I will not be hanging this anywhere. However, I told Jamie, okay, so y'all know who did this, right? I told Jamie to go and print me a sticker. So this will be going up, and I will hang that, putting that G over to B. Yeah,
That works.
thinks
That
he's
works.
funny. And then Jamie made one of these signs and ordered that for me.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be going up on my porch outside because we got a bunch of signs up there on the kind of rafters or beams. What do you mean no? Yes. Yes. You can't stop me. If I'm gonna hang it, it's gonna have the G over the B. I am not hanging this anywhere. I'm not displaying this anywhere. It will be this.
Yeah, but that's Goo Astros, not Go Astros.
I guess I'll get a blank white sticker and put over one of the. Maybe I'll put it over the. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, just get a white sticker and get rid of the last O. That'll work.
Yeah. Spray paint, something. A black. Yeah, I'll get a blank sticker and do it. But yeah, I like my little Devil Dog Boulevard sign. And if y'all haven't, Jamie's posted a lot of it on Facebook. We got a lot of little signs up on. Instead of just having wooden 2x4s up there, we put a bunch of signs up there. So got that done.
Well, you know how Chris is into knives and swords and all that kind of stuff. So Chris, for you guys who don't know, if anybody watch my channels, he's the one that does the rock climbing, the 2 videos I have up of him rock climbing. He's been trying to get one of these for a while. These are kind of hard to get a hold of, but I got to slide back to get it in the picture. It is a Bowie knife.
Really?
As soon as these things come into stock, they sell out.
Oh, awesome.
I'll come up a little closer. So you can see that I'm not really holding it very hard there. You know, I'm not holding it really tight. And with that big blade, yeah, it's a little bit top heavy, but it's pretty well balanced. It's full tang. It's a very, very, very nicely made knife.
That is cool.
And the lanyard's recessed, so it's not sticking out. Yeah, it's quite nice.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that from?
He got it from I'm not sure if he got it from the place it's made. It's made by Work Tough Gear. And it is a V44X.
Hoorah, Jerry. Thought I did.
Anyway, I just thought you'd like to see that. For people that aren't into knives, sorry, but for you guys that are, it's kind of special. So it's not something you see every day.
Yeah.
He's quite proud of it. And I would have him come down and talk about it a little bit, but he's at work right now. And he's going to freak out because he doesn't know I have it. And it was sitting on the end of his bed. And he'll probably be home before we're done. I told him we would probably show it, but he didn't. He forgot about it before he went to work. So he's going to
got broke into and got stolen.
God, Chris, I don't know where it is. What? Your knife? No, I was going to come up and get it. I have no idea what happened to it. He would freak out. No, I wouldn't do that to him.
Killshot said, "Found my new daily carry pocket knife." What is that? What is that, Killshot?
This Bowie. Yeah,
Des said, "I cannot hold a knife. Knowing me, I would fall on it and cut myself, even in its sleeve."
You would do more than cut yourself if you fell on that bad boy.
Oh, he's talking about the knife you just showed, the Bowie knife.
Yeah, I mean, it does have enough weight that you would want to, you would either want to wear it on your back or across your front. You wouldn't. Well, I think Chris said he put it on a belt, and it was like, no.
Well, I know I've shown this before, but Killshot hasn't seen it. That's my Marine Corps K-bar, Killshot.
Well, actually, this Bowie is, I think, that's why I was going to have him come talk about it. I think was fashioned or modeled after a Marine Bowie knife. Actually, well, I can't. That's why I was going to say. That's why I was hoping he was going to be here because he knows about it. But if you look on their website, it has the whole history and stuff on it there.
Well,
but
maybe
they're
if
like
he
it's sold out. I looked earlier today, so it's sold out.
gum, really.
But no, he's been trying to get one of these for a while, and it's like he just was lucky enough when he looked at the site the other day that they were in stock, and he was like, "Stay in stock while I check the bank account." He was like, "I got to get this now because it won't be there." And sure enough, by that evening, they were sold out. They sell out as soon as they come in.
And this is my Scottish dirt kill shot. But anyways, maybe if he gets home and comes looking for the knife, he can tell us about it in a little while.
Yeah, he gets off at he gets off at 9, but he probably won't be home until like 9:30 or so. And a lot of times on Saturday he gets off late. So
yeah, this
Anyway.
Scottish dirt carries full tank as well. So is the K-bar.
but maybe I'll have him come on next month because this is not this weekend, but next weekend is his last weekend at the restaurant he's working at. So
Oh, okay.
he's not gonna be working on the weekends anymore. So anyway, I guess that's enough of that.
Hoorah, Phil. All right. Ralph, you want to go ahead and take over for now? And
Yeah, what I'm going to show you is, I know this is probably not going to be very interesting for some people, but there's a lot of people in our community and some of the other communities that know me that do like religious type things where they show Bible verses on their channel. And there are tons and tons and tons of pieces of software out there to do this type of thing, but they're usually kind of expensive and they're usually kind of complicated from what I saw. But I found this piece of software. Let me bring this up. It's from a couple of people. Well, it's from a group of people. I don't know how many people it is, but it's from a company in Indonesia. And this is pretty much all they do. You do need to have OBS or some piece of software that will take a browser input for this to work. Okay. There's two versions. One's completely free, works very well. The other, and that you don't need to download any software. It runs off the web. So it's completely free. The other version is a paid version. You download it. You have much more control over it. You can customize everything, all the fonts, colors, how everything looks. And it's only $30. So even the paid version is not something that's going to break your bank. So it's just First Fruit Studio. You can read through this. It says we're a small family-run studio based in Indonesia that started off to make solutions when we couldn't find any for our problems. Sounds like me. I write software when I can't find anything to do what I wanted to do. So if you go to products, it's Bible plugin for OBS. If software will take OBS plugins, it'll work on it. So this is what you get when you come to it. And you just hit get started. That's what it looks like in OBS. So you get online version, you get coffee version. Coffee version is the one you download and run off your PC. And like I said, it's $30. Big deal. Okay. So this is the setup. This is the whole thing. It's very simple. It's basically in OBS or whatever software you're using. It's adding a browser source and it's adding a dock. And that's it. And they're so nice even here. They give you the two links that you need to create these things with.
have you put that on yours, Ralph?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down in the basement so you can show it off too whenever you get done or whatever.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me get over to my OBS and swap my scenes. I'm probably going to disappear because I don't think I'm on this. Yep, there he is. Let's see, where am I? Okay, this, I've lost myself. There we are. So that scene that I'm in now has this Bible verse in it. So what I did, I need to share my OBS. So if I got too many screens open on not enough windows. Just bring this over. Okay, this is my OBS. This is my OBS right here.
Whatever, Simon.
Sorry, I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do this. So this is my browser source. So all I did was add a browser source and paste their URL in here. I made it 900 by 600, and that's all you have to do here. So I just pasted that. If you click on that link, it'll copy it to your clipboard and you just paste it in there. Same thing with the doc. On my docs, to add a doc into OBS, you come over here and you do custom browser docs and you give it a title and you paste in that URL, and that's all you do. So you see here, I have this pulled over here on this side. This is the doc. This is how you control this. So this is the free version. This comes with 3 different versions of the Bible, King James, and you can pick your book here. I'm going to go to Esther. I'll show you in just a minute why I do this. Now, I don't know why this doesn't go away right away, but you kind of have to click off of it and then submit. The reason I'm coming to the book of Esther is Esther 8:9 is the longest verse in the Bible. So I'm going to show you what a long verse would look like on here. So these things up here, these let me go to the different books. So you see it changing. It was 1.1, now it's 2.1. So if I come over here, I want to go to 8 and I want to go to 8:9. This is the longest verse in the Bible. So if I click on that, then it displays it on my screen for me. It's just like clicking on a chat message in StreamYard or anything else. And it highlighting it. That's exactly how it works. That's how simple it is. You can change your Bible or your book right there. So you got to click off of it. That's kind of aggravating, but it's hey. Here you can do, what was that? How come that's not doing anything? Forgotten what that is. Oh, that's Bible. That's Bible. That's okay. Oh, let's go back to the Bible. Sorry. This you can create lists. So let's say you were going to talk about 3 or 4 chapter verses in a book or whatever. You can make a list here and just pull them up from this list. And here it comes with 4 themes. So that's dark, light. They call this for Ukraine just because it's blue and yellow, I guess. And then it comes with this parchment, which is what I had up before. In the coffee version, the paid version, it has all of these. Also, in the coffee version, you can customize all this stuff. You can build your own themes, but you can also customize this stuff in with CSS. So if you know anything about CSS. But anyway, that's basically how it works. It's pretty simple. There are some settings in here you can go to and stuff like that. But that is basically how it works. So I just think it's really simple. That picture in the background is just a background picture. You can put anything back there you want, and that's just my camera with my green screen with nothing behind me. So it doesn't take a lot to build a scene to put this on. I really don't know if this is of interest of anybody. I just know that there's some people that do this kind of stuff that might find this interesting. Because I know what a lot of people do is they'll go to like a, like PowerPoint presentation and create all their backgrounds and type out all the verses they're going to talk about and stuff. I can see one of the advantages of this might be if you're talking about a subject and you're in a book that you've already, you've got all your slides prepared, and that'd be great if I could go pull up this, another verse from another book from somewhere that I don't have a slide prepared for. You would be able to do that here without any problem. like I said, I don't know if this is of interest to anybody, but it's something I've had kind of on the back burner just to show people. That's basically how it works. I don't have the paid version, so I don't know exactly how all the stuff is on that, but it's the idea behind it is basically the same. On the paid version, I believe you can import different Bibles that are in a certain formats. Again, it's not something I do, so it's not something I got super deep into figuring out all the different types of things that are out there for this. Again, if you look on YouTube, there are tons and tons and tons of videos on how to do church services, on, you know, online church services and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just thought somebody might find this of interest.
And we've had some people come in: Ura, Cecilia, Peter, and Chef. There may have been one more. Shade Tree. Thanks for coming in, guys. And good night, Mona. Now there was a, I don't know, you'd have to search. There was a couple questions. I don't know if they were being comical with it or what. One, Shade Tree, I think, asked, yeah, and that's too, if y'all could switch over to Ralph, because we co-stream, to mine and Ralph's channel, give them a thumbs up, and it doesn't matter if you hang out here or over there. I got both of them pulled up, actually. So I can see who's in both chats. But I don't know. You'd have to check yourself to see if there's a barbecue Bible that you could do this with, or an agnostic one. Y'all search that out. You don't even run OBS, Des. I don't know what an agnostic Bible is.
Anyway. So to get on something a little different, just to show you something I was playing with OBS, probably a little bit early for this. I found this. I had this, I was playing with this last year and I never really finished it. This is kind of some of the crazy stuff you can do with OBS. And then,
Hoorah, Tommy. I guess I forgot She Devils.
okay.
Was that your mother-in-law?
No.
Just kidding, Ralph.
No. That was not a video. That was actually just well, it is a video, but it's not a video of her of the witch flying around. I did that with the move transition, so, and then it kicks off the laugh and stuff. So
Peter said he likes it. I didn't hear the laugh, I don't think.
I'll play it again.
I didn't hear the laugh.
You didn't hear it?
Uh-uh. Yes, I've already said "Oorah, Jerry." He says, "Hey, I am here also." I already said it. How many times do you want me to say it?
I don't know why.
Okay. Shade Tree said, "No one got my joke. Steve Richland has a cookbook called Barbecue Bible." Well, you'd have to ask Steve Richland if he has his set up.
Yeah, really. Anyway, what am I doing?
I said "Oorah, Chef." Come on, guys.
Yeah, you did. I heard.
Oh, okay. He's saying he's on Ralph's side.
Oh. And I'm not watching my chat, guys. You know that. So anyway, go back over here to my normal scene.
Hey, that's a cool little thing right there.
What's that?
About the store links right there. The southern-qa.com.
That's one of those animated lower thirds.
Yep.
Anyway, anybody got any questions? anything like that.
uh,
Come on, that's not working.
make sure everybody hits the thumbs up button. Thank you, Chef. I forgot to bring me a drink in here. So, what do you plan on Labor Day? You gonna barbecue or anything, Ralph?
I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna sit around and hopefully nothing else breaks around here.
Yeah. So, did you get that fixed?
Yeah, finally. I've had a week from the nether regions. I can't remember what day it was. I got up, my internet was just like insane, just crazy, not working. Have no idea. If I went around my router, I was fine. So I have AT&T, so I have it's a modem, but it's also a router from them. But I bypass through that and go straight to my router because I have more things I can do with it. So for some reason, the router was just acting weird. I mean, just really, really strange. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. So it's like, okay, it's bad. And this was a day after it was a year old, still under warranty. Okay, it's 3-year warranty. So I think it was Monday. I spent all Monday morning, and I mean from like 6 o'clock to noon, trying to figure out what was going on, and finally worked around everything. Now my Wi-Fi works off of my router and not the AT&T router. So my Ring doorbell, all that stuff, I had to reconnect. So
and
anyway,
Ralph being a tech guy, his whole house was probably.
Well, I have a Ring doorbell, I have a Schlage lock, and I have 2 Nest thermostats. So those all connect wirelessly so that you can do everything from your phone, and it works. It's great, except when you lose your Wi-Fi network, you have to redo everything. So I get all of that done. I put an RMA in on my router, and it's like, okay, I should have cleared it before I turned it off. So I powered it back up to just, reset it and clear everything. And when I powered it back up, I had an error light on the front. There was a red light on the front that I could not get to go off. When I powered it back up, the red light was off. And I had powered it down, unplugged it, done the whole 9 yards. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I'm like, okay, me being the crazy person I am, let me just factory reset this thing and see what happens. So I factory reset it, and it completed, connected it, seemed to be working fine. So when you factory reset, when you first power up a modem or a router, it'll go through, it has an automatic setup routine that it goes through. So this thing had already been set up. So factory reset, it starts to go through that, works through that, then wants to do a firmware update. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. This will kind of really tell me if it's working or not. So it goes through, does that fine. I plug it back in. It's absolutely 100% A-okay. I have no idea. I can't tell you how many hours I spent trying to figure this out. It's up and working now. It's better than it was. I have no idea. We chalk that off to FM in the IT world. If people know what FM is, if they don't, it's frickin' magic. I have no idea. My Ring doorbell went out. I thought it was the battery because it's been up there for quite a few years, and it sits in the evening sun, just beats right down on it. So, okay, it appeared that the battery wasn't keeping a charge. So, okay, no big deal. Order a battery. That's not it. It's the Ring doorbell's dead. I mean, it's just dead. We can't get it powered up. I played with it for a couple hours. John played with it for another hour. So I had to order a new Ring doorbell. Okay, those are the 2 easy things. So Saturday, this was Monday, all this stuff started. On Saturday, in my room down here, this is a big room. There's a couple bookshelves over that way. Well, next to the bookshelves is the water heater. I go over to get a book, and there's water dripping down the side of the water heater. So it's like, oh man, what? Luckily, my brother-in-law is a retired master plumber. So, yeah, Joe, what are you doing tomorrow? I don't know. What do you got? I said, my water heater's dying. He says, okay, it will be over. So all it cost me was just for the water heater. I didn't have to pay to have somebody come put it in and everything. But it's like, okay, what next? Enough already.
All right. Jerry says I got pens to turn. And Shannon's
All right.
celebrating that her son's home. I believe he's in the Marine Corps, right, Shannon? So she's celebrating
All right.
that he's home. Terry said cheeseburgers, hot dogs, macaroni salad, potato salad with his dad and stepmom. And Des is going to have ribs. No clue what to make with it as of yet. And Simon said you have to reset everything. And hoorah, Mark, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Now, Mark, Simon had a question yesterday. I don't know why when you asked he didn't respond, but we have our fantasy football draft tomorrow night, but Simon's not going to be able to make it or something, so he wanted to reset it for Monday. And it doesn't matter, Simon, you're going to lose anyway, and because he has time Monday, I guess, on Labor Day. But you can talk to Mark about that there, Simon. He's right there. He's our league commissioner. Let's see what else. Oh, Carnegie, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. And I'm caught up.
Cool. So let's look at some other types of streaming software. So there's basically two types of streaming software. There's the online type, a la StreamYard, and then there's the offline type, a la OBS. And I'll use those two because I think pretty much everybody on here is kind of familiar with those two pieces of software. I use OBS. I don't use StreamYard. Well, I do use StreamYard for this, but I don't do lives very much, so I don't use StreamYard that much. But I'll tell you what, StreamYard just makes things really easy. But anyway, I really won't show you OBS because, like I said, I just showed you a little bit of it. There's tons of stuff on my channel about it. Again, this is OBS. This is like the original, the OG. This is what pretty much all the others are based off of. And this is part of the reason why I'm doing this is while all of these in the two different types have their own little things that they can do, you're going to notice that they're all very much similar in how they work and everything. So just, OBS, you have scenes, you add sources, you have all kinds of plugins you can add, like chat stuff and all kinds of stuff. So this is the lower third thing that does the little slide out thing. So there's all kinds of things you can add to it. It's OBS. Like I said, pretty much everything is based off of this. So the next one I'm going to do, since I did OBS first, I will do the others that are PC based. Okay. That you download software, run it on your computer. Some of them take some pretty heavy duty stuff. OBS really does not. OBS, let me qualify that. OBS itself does not require a super heavy duty PC. Medium PC, good. So when you start adding all the add-ons, the plugins that do a lot of the extra stuff, that's where you may run into a little bit of bog down with OBS if you don't have something at least decent. But they're all pretty much like that. Actually, all the ones that run on your PCs, actually OBS is probably one of the ones that use the least amount of resources. So let me take pause here for a second and bring up this is going to be Prism. I don't know if anybody's heard of Prism or not. Prism Live Studio. Take it a second to load and I'll pop it over there for you. Okay, this is Prism Live Studio. Kind of looks like OBS in a way, except there's not a bunch of stuff here like I have. But it's the same idea. It has sources and it has scenes. Now, there's some stuff built into Prism that you would have to use a plugin for on OBS. Like you see multiple outputs. So this is multiple streaming. Streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and other things, Twitch at the same time. Built in. Works pretty well. Sources, same thing. Plus, same basic stuff. I mean, it's even called the same thing. Now they have some other stuff in here too. They have this Prism lens, which will let you use your phone as a webcam and stuff. Again, there's other things you can do that with OBS. All of these have their pluses and minuses. I'm not here to try to show you which is the best for this or that. That's, you kind of have to figure that out for yourself with what you want to do with your lives. So as you can see, as far as, you know, how you build stuff, how you create your scenes, how you add your sources, audio and stuff, it's all pretty much the same. So this is Prism. Again, same basic layout, scenes, sources, connect your channel to it, settings. I mean, anybody that knows OBS, does this look familiar? And there, again, let me say that OBS is open source is an open source program. Within how the open source agreements and licenses work, you can take it and create what they call forks or branches of the original program. And that's what these people have done. It's completely legal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it at all. They're completely within their rights to do this. But I mean, they do have to do certain things, but all pretty much the same stuff. So that's Prism. And what else we got? I'm going to show you one that's really kind of odd. It's called Polypop. This one is kind of building stuff in a 3D environment, and this one does require you to have a decent PC. Okay. I'm going to resize. Oops. I might not be able to show you this one. Let's see if I get it small. I have two different size monitors, and this does not want to resize for other monitors. Okay, this is Polypop. So yeah, it's very different. It's very different. It's also the same. Okay, scenes up here. Okay, and this is where you add your sources. So if I click here, I got sources. So 2D elements. Particles. So if you add a particle emitter, emit burst, you can change the colors and all that stuff. So this is kind of a 3D environment type thing. but it does the same thing. And you can have like, instead of a flat donut, you get a 3D donut. That's Polypop.
It's kind of cool, but
It is. I've had this for a while, and the first time I downloaded it, I was like you. I was like, "Oh, this is really kind of cool." And then I was like, "Well, kind of a pain in the neck too." But
yeah, I can see that.
I could probably. I would probably not use this to do lives with. I might do this to do like, like a screen recording or something, create something in here in a 3D
Yeah.
environment and then do like a screen record and use it as a video or something like that. I don't know, but that's kind of why I'm showing everybody these, because everybody wants different things from their lives or what they want to be able to record and stuff. So
Can you rotate that donut? And why'd you have to pick a donut? I'm diabetic,
I don't know. That's a sugar-free donut. Better, can't you tell?
0 carbs, huh? 0 sugar.
That's it. But that's how it works. And if you're interested, you can download it, you can play with it, and all that kind of stuff. But that's Polypop. But sorry.
Okay, the draft. Well, will you send it? I'm sorry, Ralph. Mark, will you send out an email because Beverly Moffitt's been telling me Sunday at 7, I believe, is the draft. So there you go, Simon. He said he'd move it to Monday night, same time. So if you could, you're still going to get beat, Simon. But if you could send out a league email, let everybody know, and hopefully everybody can make it. So if not, oh well, it'll auto draft or whatever.
Okay, the next one I'm going to show you, I'm going to swap. There's one more download piece of software that I'm going to show when I get finished. But I'm going to swap over to the online stuff now. This is EVMux, or I'm not quite sure. I've heard this pronounced different ways. I call it EVMux. I know DJ has played with this, but this is very much like StreamYard. Okay. So this is where you come, like when you go to it and sign in and stuff. Excuse me. Same type deal, you just hit studio. And enter studio. And here we are. Same type of controls and stuff. Invite guest, add another camera. And again, there's some things you can do in this that you can't do in StreamYard. Some things you can do in StreamYard that you can't do in this. So,
well, one thing I hate about StreamYard is if, like me, I'll be in like 4 or 5 different lives at the same time. And where you can control it on YouTube, the volume. On StreamYard, if you're on multiple StreamYards, like say I end and I have people in my after hours back here, and let me go ahead and I know they can hear me, but if I have people in my after hours and I'm over in Gary's live too, I can't control the volume of either StreamYard, which pisses me off. The only thing you can do is mute the site, and then it mutes both of them.
Right.
But
yep.
Sometimes one side's too loud where I can't hear the other side. And I've said this, I've put it on feedback, and they haven't done it with it, but still, that's a bad thing about StreamYard is you can't control the actual, I can control my volume, but it's going to affect both of them,
Right.
You can't turn one down and one up like in YouTube you can.
Right.
Hoorah, Steven. Thanks for coming in.
Okay, so that's EVMux, however you want to pronounce it. And let me see, I didn't put restream. This is the one that DJ has been using. So, same type of thing. Enter studio, settings and stuff. So you can kind of see that while they're all a little bit different, the idea behind them, I mean, this layout is almost exactly like StreamYard. You know, it has different things here. So you know, you can see across the different softwares that they may put things in different places on the screen, but they all pretty much do the same things. They all pretty much have the same types of controls and stuff. So you really have to just kind of go play with them to figure out which ones you like. Do you want me to show StreamYard or not?
Go ahead. I mean, like Sammy, not everybody has you know, done StreamYard. You know, like Sammy last night, I had to get.
I'm gonna let you do StreamYard because you're much better with it than I am.
I can't get it. Oh yeah, I can. Hold on a minute.
Can't.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me get ready here. I wasn't ready for this.
Yep, sorry. I like dumping stuff on people. Here, do this. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
All right, here we go, guys. All right, this is StreamYard. Well, I got to back out. Don't I? Well, see, here's the thing. I got my little thing. I just click on it, automatically logs in and goes to my StreamYard. But you would go into StreamYard, and you can see here you can actually create a recording. If you wanted to just record something behind the scenes, you can record it and then upload it as a premiere or however you want to do that. I haven't messed with the on-air webinars, but basically, this is StreamYard. These are all the channels that I manage on StreamYard, which is a ton of them. StreamYard's pretty simple. One of the things I don't like about StreamYard, if you see here on members, I have my admin here, which is me and Ralph right now, but you get one free seat is what they call it right here. And even on a paid version of StreamYard, you can only have one free seat. So every time me and Ralph do this, I take Gary off and put Ralph on. And then afterwards, I take Ralph off and put Gary on. If they would have had multiple seats here, now they do have multiple seats, but you got to pay for it, and they're pretty dang expensive. So right here is the destinations that I can actually stream to. Once you let somebody up on your panel and stuff, you can stream to their channel as well. I don't like you can co-stream, which I don't like. You can go to the library. There's a lot of different stuff you can do here. And then anyways, so right here, this is the one we're in right now. It's easy to create. You click on live stream, you select the destination, you enter a title, and then you enter a description, showing off. And then you can actually go down here. You can set it to public or private, unlisted or private. And then you can schedule it for later. Right now, I'll just go and you can stream to multiple destinations. Like right now, we're streaming to my channel and Ralph's channel. So I just click on it. And like I said, you can schedule for later, customize for each destination. Don't need to customize it. It has the same settings, but you can, if you want to, create live stream. And it'll go live right now because I didn't set it for another a specific time. And then right here, if I want to go up without my audio avatar or mic at first, you can go into settings, change. There's several different settings here. If anybody wants any information on those, I can tell you. Right now under general settings, you can see that I have audio avatars off. So if Ralph turns his camera off, if Ralph turns his there, you see he drops down. Now he can still talk, you can still hear him,
yep,
but he's less of a distraction. That's what I've been doing. So you can do that as well. And then after that, you just enter studio. And here we go. Now you see I'm here in the basement and you have different things here. Once again, I can go over if anybody's, hoorah, Charlie and Brady. If anybody has never streamed before and they want to know specifics, they want me to teach them, I can teach them. If you look on here under brand, I got different logos I can change up in the right hand. Right now, I don't have anything selected. I don't think. See right there, you go. Now, if you're on a free version, it's going to be that one right there. The Powered by StreamYard. You can even do cool different little things like that. So then you have your overlays. Like if somebody's coming up on your panel and you know their voice or something, but you don't know who they are, you can actually cover your whole screen, let them up and see who they are. And if they're not who you think they are, if they're a TROLL, you can kick them. And Tarsha will be at the meetup, Ralph. She lives in Georgia too. You know, have you met Tarsha?
No.
Well,
No.
she'll be there. I love her. She's sweet. Anyways, you can put several. That one didn't do full screen, but you can do several different overlays if you want to, you know, bring up rules or something like that for a giveaway. You can do things like that. You can change colors of fonts and your name tags. And then here's my intros. So see that'll play my intros, my videos. You can download videos if you're a paid member. If you're free, I don't think you have access to some of this.
No, you don't.
And so then I have my backgrounds, so I can change my backgrounds. See if I'm up there. Oh, well, I'm covering my background because I'm the only one there. But if two people is up there, you see part of the background. And then you have music that I wouldn't mess with this music because of YouTube's copyright claims and stuff like that. So
It's supposed to be okay, or it wouldn't be on there.
I think I've gotten hit before.
Really?
Playing. Yeah, I think so.
Music is just such hit and miss on YouTube.
But see, also you have different layouts, and you can also make your own personalized layouts. Okay.
Yep.
So you can do your little customized layout if you want people at different spots, and some people bigger than others or smaller than others, and things like that. But if anybody has any questions about, you know, StreamYard, I know StreamYard very, very well, and I can answer any questions anybody has if they plan on going live on StreamYard.
Yep. Excuse me. And obviously you can use OBS with StreamYard because that's what we're both doing right now. So, you know, you can do the thing is when you use OBS with StreamYard, what you do in OBS only affects your screen. So it's not, if whatever I do on OBS is not going to affect like our background that says Tech Talk with Eddie and Ralph. It's only going to affect my picture, of course. Okay, so
Ralph has access to this. So anything that, because him and Gary, you know, alternate and are admins, because he's my admin and my, you know, member of my channel, anything that I do, he can do as well. But you can only have one of those. So, and that's why if you've seen, I was an admin to a bunch of different channels because I've helped them out on setting StreamYard up, setting Nightbot up. I've helped them with giveaways. I've helped them with a lot of stuff. And sometimes they'll ask me to, you know, so that's why I'm admin on so many of them.
Okay. The last piece of software we're going to talk about is called Streamlabs Desktop. This used to be called...
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now that I have Charlie in here, real quick, Charlie, Brandy, whoever, I know y'all are going to come to the meetup on April 11th through the 13th of next year, 2025. Here's what I need you to do. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Ralph.
That's okay.
But while they're in here, I like to catch them because you never know, they may pop in and then leave.
Yep.
Present, share screen, entire screen. And I know this is the first time that I've seen them. Charlie or Brandy, whoever is there, I will actually drop this. I don't know if this will work because I think I got to type the whole thing out. Let me type it out. www.southern-qa.com. Easy to remember. Okay, I just posted that link in chat. Charlie or Brandy, if you go to www.southernqa.com, that's this page that I'm at right here. if you scroll down, let me get on my cursor on the right page, right here to Operation Rendezvous 3, or it's up here, Operation Rendezvous 3. Click on one of them, and it'll tell you when it is, April 11th through the 13th. It'll tell you the Retreat RV and Camping Resort in Huffman, where we had it last year. And then if you scroll down, it says, please help us plan an enjoyable and successful event. Click the register button to let us know you plan to attend. And then click on register here, and then fill this out: your channel name, your email, your first name, last name. Like if Charlie's filling this out, put Brandy and Autumn here, or anybody else that's coming. If anybody else in here that is planning on attending our meetup April 11th through the 13th of 2025, Operation Rendezvous 3, please please fill this out. If you have any suggestions, you can, or any notes, you can leave it in the notes. If you want to be on a committee like the fishing contest or the barbecue contest or the games committee or the classes committee, like if you want to teach a class or if you want to be involved in scheduling classes, whether it's for, well, for example, for me, if I wanted to schedule a class in how to set up StreamYard or Nightbot or whatever else, I would, put on that, check that box right there. And I would tell them, hey, I'm interested in teaching a class, or if it's about gardening, or if it's about fishing or barbecuing or whatever, please fill that out, submit it, because we want an accurate head count of how many people's coming. Right now, we have high 30s, close to 40. We got 7 months to go, so everybody has time to plan vacation and everything else and plan this. If they want to take a full week vacation to Houston area, they can go deep sea fishing, they can go to NASA, they can go to one of the museums, many museums, the Houston Zoo. There's a whole lot of stuff to do here in the Houston area. I know you know that, Charlie and Brandy, you live here, but if you could fill that out, because I want an accurate head count. Like I said, we got probably about 40 people right now, and I want to have over 100 people at this meetup. I want this to be the biggest, best meetup, and that's why we're trying to plan it and plan it good. All right. So if you would go to that website that I dropped there and register, so we have a head count. Thank you. Thanks, Ralph. Sorry.
We were going to do that at some point anyway. So
okay.
All right. So anyway, this last one again is Streamlabs Desktop. And if anybody's been around me for a while, everybody knows this is a piece of software that I used to hate. Not because it's a bad piece of software, it's because of the business practices. Okay, anybody that's been around me for a long time also knows that I know that this piece of software was bought by Logitech, the mouse company, okay, and camera company, that Logitech. So I was hoping that Logitech would straighten them out, or since they owned it now, that they would stop the silly business practices. Just a little backstory on that. This piece of software used to be called Streamlabs OBS. And when you install it, it still installs it to that directory. They've never fixed that. Okay. So you had OBS and you had Streamlabs OBS, and it created a lot of confusion among people about what was what. And if you look at that screen, I mean, if that doesn't look like OBS, I don't know what does. And they were asked by the OBS project, that group of people, to not use the OBS name. And they said, no, we're going to do it anyway. They also, at one point, before Logitech owned them, they bought another little piece of software, and they literally copied their website verbatim and put it on their website. So, just bad business practice. It's not bad software, because again, this is obviously based off of OBS. It's a fork of OBS again, but just bad business practices. And that's why I would not even mention this company. But when Logitech first bought them, I downloaded it. Okay, not much changes. When I started putting this stuff together to do this with for tonight, I said, okay, to be fair, and I know a lot of people use this, I said, let me go check this thing out. I'll have to tell you, I'm very impressed with what Logitech has done here.
Well, good, because I have a Logitech camera, keyboard, and mouse.
if you notice, if you look at all these different pieces of software and stuff, the main difference between the two types of the online software and the software that runs on your PC, the online software is the piece that lets you do the panels, lets you do what we're doing right now very easily. Yes, you can use Video Ninja. You can do it. It can be done. It's really not that hard. It's a little more complicated, but once you've done it a few times, it's really not that bad. Does help if you have somebody to help you. But the advantage to OBS and the ones that work on your PC are all these extra things you can do with it, all these extra things you can add to it. And I've always said that if somebody could create a piece of software that would combine those two, that you could do the online panels and stuff with, you know, the group chats and stuff like that, with the ability to add all the cool stuff that you can do in OBS and the others, you'd have it pretty close to being made. That's what they have done.
Really?
Okay. Also, between Stream Deck and Touch Portal, I haven't played with this yet because, like I said, I just downloaded this a couple days ago. It looks like they have that ability that Touch Portal has of using your phone to be able to control it. So I've got some more exploring to do, but from what I'm seeing here, this is very, very cool. So again, same type thing. Okay. It's, you know, add sources, plus signs over here. Again, this layout's exactly, not exactly, but it's OBS. Okay. Works exactly the same. Okay. So we've been talking about all this type of software. Also, okay, you have Nightbot. Okay. Now these are what I'm getting ready to talk about, Nightbot and stuff. These are chat bots and stuff like that. Again, separate piece of software. Things like Nightbot, StreamerBot, Stream Elements, and what used to be part of Streamlabs. One of the things it would do is to do alerts and have a tipping system and stuff like that. That is in here too. Logitech is really, really trying to create a complete piece of software here. So like the tipping, the alerts and stuff like that. Like when somebody subscribes, that you set up an alert that when somebody subscribes to your channel, it automatically pops up a little video or whatever you want it to do.
Oh.
You don't have to do anything. Okay. Stream Elements will do that too. Okay. But Stream Elements just does like alerts and has its own tipping system and stuff like that. This is all built into one because you can see the tipping system and settings and all the stuff down here, and you just connect it to your PayPal account, and it just, you know, it's like Super Chats.
Is this free or
it's there's a free version and there's an ultra version. The free version, the thing with the free version is you can only have one guest. The ultra version right now is $150 for the year, and you can have 11 people. Now they do, and I'll explain this to you first, Eddie.
150 for the year, so
yeah, it's like $100 less than StreamYard.
Wow. Can you pay monthly, or you got to pay for the year?
Yeah, I think you can play monthly, but it's more expensive. Just like StreamYard's more expensive if you play for it monthly.
Okay.
But
okay, maybe something I might transition you. We'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Remember when I was showing you how to use Video Ninja and we were adding people, you know, one at a time? You have to do that here. There's not, they haven't, or I haven't figured out. I don't think they have it where you can bring in like the group scene like you can with Video Ninja. But they've made this very easy as far as when somebody comes in is assigning it to a source. It's actually part of when they come in. So the difference would be you would have to set up different scenes for like one person, two people, three people, four people, five people. You could put it in one scene, but it would be easier just to create separate scenes. Because when you bring somebody in, you have to assign them to a certain scene, if that makes sense. Do you remember when we were doing that in Video Ninja?
Uh-huh.
It's similar, but not really. But it's the same idea, but they just make it much easier. Because you create the scene, or you create it's called collab cam. So like if you add it, so if I start collab cam, so this would be the link that you would come into. So that's what I would send you to add.
Uh-huh. I got you.
And then it's just all this stuff. And then like when you would actually go on your browser and come in with that link, when it came in, it would ask me what source I wanted to add you to. So like if I knew I was going to have 6 people, I would set up a scene with 6 sources for collab
Gotcha.
cams. And then as it came in, I could assign each one to that. Now, again, the advantage to that is you can move those collab cam boxes wherever you want on the screen. That was a good description, huh? Wherever you want on screen. You would think I was Italian, not Irish. So anyway, but so it's there, but like I said, it works really, really well. I haven't paid for this. I probably won't because I don't do many lives, but a piece of software that's complete like this, where everything is on one panel and I don't have to pull up this or that, or, have 5 pieces of software open on my desktop to control everything. And this will integrate into, YouTube, all that, same type of stuff as YouTube does. There are plugins for Stream Decks if you have a Stream Deck to control it. Same thing with Touch Portal. Very interesting piece of software. Very, very interesting. I'm kind of impressed, and I'm sorry, but it takes a lot to impress me with a piece of software because I've just looked at so many pieces of software in my life.
Tommy wants to know, I am assuming that since it's like OBS, it runs from your computer and you would need a decent computer and internet.
Yep. One thing about live streaming is so much more dependent upon your internet than your computer. Yes, your computer needs to be able to run whatever piece of software you want to run. If you look online at the system specs, minimum system requirements for these things, they're really not that crazy. I know a lot of people don't have, decent stuff. I don't want to say, I hate to put people's hardware in categories.
The Adventures of Traveling Mike said, I was trying this out the other night before my system crashed. And Tommy says, I had an older version of that, but before the company was sold.
Yeah, it's completely different. Like I said, it's owned by Logitech now. And I had a suspicion because Logitech's a huge company and I was actually glad when Logitech bought it because you can go back and see all the online furor about all the stuff that they did when they were before Logitech bought them. But I was so hopeful that Logitech would straighten them out, and I was pretty sure they were, because Logitech's a huge company. I mean, Logitech's a huge corporation, so I'm sure that from a corporate point of view, there was like, okay, no more BS, and they have kept a low profile. I don't hear a lot about this. They're not pushing themselves out there. I think they're being, from a business point of view, I think they're being very smart with, not, hey, look at us now. I don't see a lot of people running them up, but I am going to do a lot more playing around with this, but it seems like they're really, really trying to get everything on one interface. And Source is basically the same type of stuff. You know, browser source, display capture, all this other stuff. They have some other widgets and stuff too. So like this is your online stuff. So like you can set up widgets for goals and stuff like that, and that works into all your alert boxes. This is the CloudBot is their version of Nightbot, so that does your chat stuff and everything. So like I said, it's all right here in one package as far as I can tell, for the most part. Like I said, the doing a panel is a little bit different, but that would just be getting used to it. And
Hoorah, John.
again, the advantages of these types of pieces of software is it gives you complete control over what you're doing.
Yeah.
With StreamYard and the other online ones, you have to deal with what they want to give you. So, and I'm not sure what on this, again, I've only had it for a couple days. I'm not sure what on this is different between the Ultra version and the free version, other than the one extra collab. And what they call it collab cam is because they kind of tout it as being a second camera view. So like if you were doing a cooking tutorial, you'd have a camera on you and then you'd have a camera over the stove or whatever, you know. If you're knitting, you could have one on you and one on your hands while you were knitting and stuff. So that's why they give you the one free. That's what they've kind of have it set up to be able to do. But again, since you send links to people, and it's pretty much just like StreamYard, if you're like in with the, you know, you're in the panel with everybody as far as what you see on your screen, as far as how you control stuff.
So you can use this for streaming games as well and stuff.
Yeah, it's.
And
I'm going to say it's OBS on steroids. It's to me, it's a very interesting piece of software because, like I said, it looks like they are trying to kind of get everything together here in one panel. So this is
broadcast your live stream to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and more. It's free. Expand your output. Invite guests with collab cam.
So these are the prices and stuff. Excuse me. With the pro version, you get extra software too. You get a podcast editor, you get a video editor, you get all kinds of stuff. So it's
$19 a month, which is comparable. I think StreamYard's $25 a month is what I'm paying.
So and then 19 a month or 149 for the year, which saves you $79 over the monthly rate.
Is there? I like that tip thing too. Is there any? Let's see. CloudBot is your new best friend.
And it also has multi-stream built into it. That's what I mean. It's like they just.
Well, where you can stream to two different, like mine, your channel or something.
No.
Multi-stream isn't how.
YouTube and Twitch, YouTube and Kick, YouTube and other platforms.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I believe it also has the ability to output a horizontal and a vertical stream at the same time.
What?
Something. I think I saw that. It was one of those things that I was like playing with it, and I was like, "What's this? Oh, no, that's cool. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool," so many times that I forgot what my first "oh cool" was about. So they're just they have built-in layouts and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. As that when you play with all these different pieces of software, as much as I have, you kind of see how this one is. Got pieces and parts of all of them. And it's like, it's got this. Oh, it's got that. Oh, it's got this other thing. It's got recordings too. Again, like I said, I haven't just super gotten into this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to check this out.
Like multi-stream.
It doesn't.
I guess you got to have Ultra to get to multi-streaming.
I was looking though to see does it say any specs like the requirements of it or anything?
What? Computer
Yeah.
system requirements?
Uh,
I know there are. Hang on. Let's see if I can find some. Let's see. Minimum system requirements: 8
There
gig
you
of
go.
RAM, 8 gig of RAM,
There you go, Tommy.
CPU i5, Intel i5 or higher, 11th or 12th gen, which you could probably run an 8th or 9th, 7th gen, something like that. Maybe a little slow, but I don't see why you couldn't. I'll put it on one of my other PCs and see. Ryzen 5000 AMD series, RTX 20 or 30 series, or RX 5 or 6000 series, or higher. What that RAM is for that. Oh, those were, so they're only minimum system. I went into recommended. I didn't even realize that there was such a short one for minimum. Minimum is Windows 10 or Mac OS 12 and higher. So Macs are good. And 8 gig of RAM. And then, yeah, you can read through that. Again, the better your PC, the better. Okay.
And
so
it also looks like it depends on what you're streaming to, because if you're streaming
Yes.
games and stuff, because it says it right there, intensive games or digital art creation or using animated overlays or advanced plugins.
Yeah, that's because all of that stuff uses a lot of your system requirements before you started streaming, and now you're going to start streaming on top of that. So, yeah, that's going to push your PC. Okay, so recommended, what they recommend is an i5, 11th or 12th gen. You noticed up here in the minimum, there was no CPU requirement, GPU requirement, or anything. Again, the better, the better. So i5 or higher, they say 11th or 12th gen, Ryzen 5000, GPU 20 series or 30 series, so like a 2060, 2070, 2080.
Yeah, I have an RX 6600.
Yep. So
good.
So you're good with that. 16 gig of RAM, which
I'm good.
Pretty much that's standards. That's getting to be, if you buy a PC, it doesn't usually come with anything less than 16 these days. Storage 512 SSD or more.
Do I have that?
No comment. Yes, but you're doing something about it at some point. For those of you that don't know, and nobody does know, we spent a couple hours on the phone the other night trying to clean stuff off of his PC so he could.
Well, the reason why
Call of Duty so he could play, but
yeah, well,
we got it all straightened out.
That no, most of my memory was gone to screen clip, or I mean,
how much your storage? Yeah.
To what's it called? Videos of
yeah. He had a piece of software that was taking screenshots of Call of Duty every so often and had
screenshots
like
and videos.
175 gig of storage on his C drives. And we couldn't figure out why we couldn't do anything. Anyway, back. So internet, again, they're saying minimum 3.6 meg for 720 at 30 FPS. So, and again, streaming is way more about your internet than your PC. But yes, your PC's got to be able to push all this stuff.
Well, Tommy does a lot of traveling, RVing and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
so that's, I think, why she was asking.
Right. But, if you're on a laptop, one thing about laptops and streaming is if you're going to get a laptop for streaming, and I hate to say this, you almost have to get what's called what people consider a gaming laptop. And I hate stuff being called a gaming this or a gaming that, just because it's a good marketing tool. What you want in a laptop, whether they call it a gaming laptop or not, is you want to have dedicated graphics. You do not want to use integrated graphics to be able to stream with a laptop. Just like in Eddie's PC and my PC, we have dedicated graphics cards to do graphics with. We don't use integrated graphics. We use a dedicated graphics card. It's kind of the same thing in a laptop. While it's not a separate card that you can pull in, it is a separate chip on the motherboard that has its own memory. So it works relatively decent, just like a regular one in your PC would. So what that does is when you're using integrated graphics, yes, it's a chip, but it also uses part of your system RAM. It also uses system resources that a dedicated piece of hardware won't, whether it's built onto the motherboard or whether it's a card in your PC. So whether they call it a gaming laptop or not, that you want to have a laptop that has dedicated graphics. Most, it's not an absolute number, but I would say at least 98% of the PCs that have dedicated graphics cards are called gaming laptops, because gaming requires heavy duty system resources, or not heavy duty, but heavy, decent amount of graphics intensive work to be able to do what it needs to be able to do. So like people that Call of Duty, for instance, people who play Call of Duty on a laptop are playing on a laptop that has a dedicated graphics card. So that's my main piece of advice to people who are buying laptops. And I know that it raises the price, but you will also end up with a much better user experience than you slamming it against the wall going, why won't this piece of crap work? Why won't it do what I want it to do? Again, you can't buy a Yugo and expect to go to the drag strip with it, So, not saying you got to go buy a Ferrari, all right? I'm not, because everybody's got to worry about their budgets and what they have to do. But if you're on the go and you want to be able to have a decent streaming, you need a laptop with a dedicated graphics card.
Yeah, She Devil says, when I'm camping, I am on 4G or 5G internet, so internet is an issue when out and about.
Yep.
She said she'll have to check on the graphics on this laptop. And the Adventures of Mike said, I have an Asus laptop that I consider gaming, quote, gaming, end quote. It's beefier than my normal everyday laptop.
Right.
And we got about 2 minutes left. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. Type in chat right now if you want to be recognized, and stay where you are and the YouTube side, and it will switch you over to Gary's live, Beltloop 29's live, and he has, what is his live called tonight? I don't know. I think
I didn't even see it. I don't even think I got it.
Yeah, he's clueless or something tonight is what it says. So let's see what he's clueless about. So everybody staying there, stay where you are. It'll automatically redirect you over to Beltloop 29's live. She has an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 graphics card.
Should be fine.
Oh, Gary said what's up. All right, I'd like to thank Captain Beltloop 29, Captain Jerry, Butler Family Farm, Captain Peter, Old Man King Homestead, She Devil Adventures, and the Adventures of Traveling Mike. That's the people that I see that have typed in recently, but we have 16. We haven't dropped below 16 just about all night, Ralph. We were up to like 23, 24 and stuff. So thank y'all for coming in. Love y'all. See y'all next Saturday, 7 o'clock for Day with the Dog here in my kennel. And come next month, the first, not next weekend, but first of next month, with any questions you have for me or Ralph about tech talk or anything else. There's Jamie. And until next time, Semper Fi. Well, I got to find my outro. Semper Fi. Love y'all. See you next time. Ralph.
Everybody have a good weekend. Enjoy your day off if you're off Monday.
Oh, and Labor Day. Happy Labor Day.